When most gardeners talk about building healthy soil, the word compost almost always comes up. And don't get me wrong, I love compost and I've made my fair share of steaming piles over the years. But these days, my heart belongs to something different. Something I've found to be more effective, faster, and surprisingly forgiving: fermentation. On my channel Soil Sage Chronicles, I'm all about sharing the real tools and techniques that make gardening both easier and more rewarding. And today I want to walk you through why I ferment instead of composting, and why you might want to try it too. Let's start with the basics. Composting is essentially controlled rot. You pile up kitchen scraps, grass clippings, leaves, and other organic matter, then let microbes break it all down into rich humus. It works beautifully, but let's be honest, it also comes with challenges. A compost pile needs the right balance of greens and browns, enough moisture but not too much, and regular turning to get oxygen inside. If you've ever ended up with a soggy, smelly mess or a pile that just won't break down, you know it can be a little temperamental. And then there's the time. Even when done right, composting can take months before you've got finished compost ready for your soil. For impatient gardeners like me, that lag can feel like forever. Fermentation, on the other hand, is more like cooking for your soil. Instead of waiting for scraps to decompose, you're encouraging beneficial microbes, often lactic acid bacteria and yeasts, to pre-digest the material. This is the same principle behind sauerkraut, kimchi, or yogurt, but applied to garden inputs. When food scraps or plant materials are fermented, they don't rot in the traditional sense. Instead, they're broken down into forms that plants and soil life can use much faster. Think of it as putting your soil amendments on fast forward. For me, fermentation solved two big headaches at once. First, speed. Fermented inputs can be ready in just a matter of weeks. And second, nutrient availability. The end product is rich in organic acids, enzymes, and bioavailable nutrients that plants can access almost immediately. Now, I didn't just wake up one day and say, I'm done with composting, compost totally has its place, but after years of trying to keep up with piles, I kind of stumbled into the world of plant ferments. At first I was skeptical. I mean, could a bucket of bubbling kitchen scraps really outdo a steaming compost pile? So I tried a simple experiment. I chopped up some weeds from the garden, added a little sugar, filled a bucket with water and let it sit. After a couple of weeks, the bucket smelled, well, strong, but when I diluted the liquid and poured it around my vegetables, I noticed something incredible. The plants responded almost immediately. Leaves perked up, growth sped along, and the soil smelled alive. That was the moment I realized fermentation wasn't just an alternative, it was, honestly, a revolution. Here's the science, simplified. When you mix carbon-rich plant matter, like weeds, vegetable scraps, or crop residues, with a sugar source, you're basically creating food for lactic acid bacteria and wild microbes. They multiply quickly, producing lactic acid, enzymes, and other compounds that break down tough plant cell walls. Instead of losing nutrients as gases like you do in compost piles, fermentation actually locks them in. Nitrogen, for instance, stays put in a plant-available form. The liquid extract becomes a potent biofertilizer, and the leftover solids can be buried right into the soil as a microbe-rich amendment. What you end up with isn't just decomposed matter, it's a living, microbe-charged input that really energizes your soil biology. If you're curious about trying fermentation in your own garden, here's how I suggest starting. First, choose your base. You can ferment almost anything organic: vegetable scraps, weeds, fruit peels, or even manure. I often use weeds like nettles and comfrey since they're already nutrient-rich. Next, add a sugar source. Molasses works best, but plain brown sugar does the job too. The sugar feeds the microbes and helps preserve the mixture as it ferments. Then seal it up. Use a bucket with a lid. You want to keep oxygen out so lactic acid bacteria can dominate. Stir every few days to keep things active. Now wait and watch. Within a week or two, you'll notice bubbling, foaming, and a tangy smell. That's the sign of life. Depending on temperature, your ferment will be ready in about 2 to 4 weeks. Finally, use it wisely. Always dilute before applying. I usually mix 1 part ferment to between 10 and 20 parts water and use it as a soil drench or foliar spray. Fermentation versus compost, the key differences. Now, you might be wondering, should I ditch compost altogether? Not necessarily. Compost builds long-term soil structure, while fermentation acts as a short-term nutrient and microbe boost. Think of compost as the savings account for your soil, slowly building wealth over time. Fermentation is the cash in hand, instantly usable and full of energy. Together, they complement each other beautifully. For me, the shift toward fermentation wasn't about rejecting compost, it was about embracing a method that fit my lifestyle, my soil, and my plants' needs. After a few years of fermenting, here's what I've personally noticed in my garden's stronger plant growth, especially leafy greens and heavy feeders. Fewer pests and diseases, likely thanks to the probiotics in the ferments. Improved soil smell and texture, almost like the earth itself wakes up after each application. Less waste, since every kitchen scrap and weed has a second life as soil food. And best of all, I don't feel guilty about neglecting a compost pile. My buckets quietly bubble away in the corner, and when they're ready, I've got a liquid gold fertilizer on hand. If you've struggled with composting, or if you simply want faster results in your garden, fermentation is worth exploring. It's easy, low maintenance, and surprisingly forgiving. You don't need a big yard, fancy bins, or endless patience. A bucket, some scraps, and a little sugar are all you need to start. Fermentation brings the joy of gardening back to its roots, working with microbes, not against them. It turns waste into abundance and transforms your garden into a thriving ecosystem. Composting will always have a place in my garden, but fermentation has become my go-to tool for building vibrant, living soil. It's faster, more efficient, and deeply rewarding. If you've never tried it, I encourage you to start small and see the results for yourself. Your soil and your plants will thank you. And if you found this article helpful, don't forget to subscribe to Soil Sage Chronicles, share this with your gardening friends, and join me as we keep uncovering the secrets of healthy soil together. Because when we feed the soil wisely, the soil feeds us back tenfold.